Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper Offersen, and on this channel here we are talking about skincare, hair care and all those sort of things that are supposed to make you look very young for a long time, and that sort of thing, or that's kind of like the end goal here. So today I thought I would talk a little bit about how to cleanse your face, because there is a lot of things that you can do in order to cleanse your face, and lots of products. But usually I find that always they kind of like leaves my skin a little bit too dry. It might be, yes, there are some that are doing your skin really super dry and really bad, and then there are things that are kind of like yeah, it's kind of like okay, but I like that when I have used something to cleanse my face with, then I feel that maybe I don't really need a moisturizer afterwards, but I would always put a moisturizer on anyway, but I kind of like would like to have the sort of feeling that maybe it's not really necessary to put something on afterwards, instead of having this sort of feeling that, oh, definitely I need to do something like right away. So that's not really a good feeling if you have washed your face, and that's sort of like a drying up feeling that you have on your face. So I have tried various things over the years, and lately I have found out that I have spoken about micellar water and how you can gel it, but I've actually lately found out that you can actually add a little bit of something to it. So today I thought I would show you how I am actually doing when I am cleansing my face, and the whole goal is that to use something that is very gentle on the face, and something that will leave your skin sort of like a semi-moist, sort of like already a little bit sort of a moisturizer when you are finished. And you can't really find a lot of that sort of products on the market, but lo and behold, you can do something yourself. And we have spoken about before the micellar water, so something like this, and you can gel that, and I've showed that in a video before, and apparently no one really thought that that was a great idea, but that's a really shame, because it's a super great idea really. So what I do is that I take simply the micellar water, and I add a little bit of this here, which is a sodium alginate, and we've spoken about that before. It's kind of like something that will gel it a little bit. And what I do is that I add a little bit of some mineral oil, and there will be people saying, oh, mineral oil, here we go again. But mineral oil is actually something that is an oil you can put on the skin, which is really great for the skin, regardless of whether you like mineral oil or whatever you have to say about it. The body really don't care about that. The body really only cares about if it can keep in moisture or if it cannot. And if you're using something like a mineral oil, so this kind of like straight directly onto your face, yes, you can do that in order to remove a makeup and waterproof mascara and that sort of thing, and it will be maybe a little bit overwhelmingly oily afterwards, so that's not really nice. So one thing you can do is that if you are taking, and I will show you, the Alginic acid, so that's sodium alginate, so that's the salt of Alginic acid, and you add it to this one here, then it might go a little bit lumpy clumpy to begin with. But if you are adding a little bit of mineral oil to the sodium alginate first before you are adding it into the micellar water, then it will work much better, and that is what I'm gonna show you now. So I simply just take this one here, and it was just a random one I took. I've tried several other ones, and they all kind of like work this sort of the same really. So this one here, you need to take it off, and it can be a little bit difficult, but it is actually doable. So like with a little bit of force, you can take this off. And then I have this funnel here. But before I use that, I will just use this sort of thing here, which I have from some sort of detergent, some washing liquid stuff, so nothing fancy. And how much do I take? Well, for a portion like this, and it's a 400 milliliters or something like that in this one here. I think it's around that, so kind of like this sort of like a standard sort of a size, and they don't really say how much there is into it actually. I don't know, it is about 400 milliliters or something like that, so it's not have to be like really super precise. So I just take about a spoon of it, and that is a 5 milliliter spoon, and then I just put it in here. And then how much mineral oil would I add? Well, I would add kind of like a really good sort of squeeze, so a good long squeeze basically. So I just kind of like, and you can see in the top or in the container afterwards how much that is. It kind of like, I don't know, that's like 10 milliliters or something like that. So you just mix it a little bit, and the whole idea is that when you do it like this, then the oil will sort of like protect the sodium alginate, and will not kind of like go lumpy clumpy straight away. And if you're asking yourself, well, yeah, it's all very well and nice and all that sort of thing, but will it actually remove waterproof mascara and makeup and that sort of thing? And yes, actually it will, and it works quite a treat, really. So you now just put this stuff in here, voila, and there might not be enough space for it, but kind of like it will work sort of well enough. You can of course just pour some of the stuff out, but I've chosen not to do that. And then we put this one on again, and then you can just sort of like shake it up. So if this was just kind of like oil and water and then the sodium alginate, it will be really difficult to make it sort of like go nice. But you have to sort of like shake this stuff up every time just before you are using it, basically. So usually it kind of like wouldn't take that long. It's kind of like already starts to be a little bit sort of like a gel-like, but if you leave it overnight, it will be even better. But you have to shake it up every time you are using it, and kind of like just like if you're using an old-fashioned sort of like a mascara cleanser or something like that. You have these two phases, and then you're just basically shaking them up. Usually it will be an oil phase, a water phase, or kind of like sometimes a silicone phase and a water phase. So now this sort of like starts to be a little bit more useful than it was. So you can now just use it, just put it in your hand and then on top of your face. And when it kind of like starts to be like, kind of like dries up or goes away, then just add a little bit of water, and then you can work with it a little bit longer. And usually if you're using it for waterproof mascara, it can work a little bit longer. But the thing is that if you're working with micellar water and mineral oil, then it is actually rather gentle on your skin, so you can work with it a little longer on your eyelashes without it making any sort of like a damage to the eyelashes and that sort of thing. But I find that usually when mascara kind of like starts to dissolve, then the mascara itself kind of like annoy my eye area. So luckily I don't really use mascara every day anyway. So but for some that are doing that, then I would say it might be something like that is irritating the skin. So now this stuff here starts to be a little bit more gel-like, and you can of course just add how much Alginic acid or sodium alginate as you want, and it will become more and more gel-like, but you don't want to be overwhelmingly sort of a gel-like. So if you just have a little quick look, and I would say it should be left for a little bit longer, but just kind of like have a little quick look on how it will perform. You can like take it out like that, and when it can like go together like this, then it will sort of like foam up a little bit from the micellars, and then it will be a little bit sort of like oily. But the thing is actually that this sort of oiliness, it will be far less than if you were just using mineral oil directly, and that would be a little bit sort of like difficult to take away. So what I actually do is that when this sort of stuff here has gelled enough, then I will just use it on my face, and then after that I will just take a wet cloth like this one here, so one of these microfiber cloths, and then take the whole thing away. And after that you will kind of like have a little feeling of a little bit of some oiliness on your skin, but not sort of like this is overwhelmingly greasy. It won't be like that, but there will be a little tad of oil on your skin, and that is a really good thing, because that make sure that your skin will not be drying out and that sort of thing. So already when you've just washed it, you already have a little bit of mineral oil on your skin, and that is one of the best oils for your skin, regardless of what someone else might say, that oh no, it's worse and it will kind of like clog your pores and all that sort of thing. It's just simply not true. And it's also an oil that is quite safe if you're having some sort of other, so this fungal acne sort of stuff, because it cannot live on that sort of oil. So there are kind of like special oils that can be used for fungal acne, but there are some that are not used for them, kind of like how they are made really. But something like mineral oil, that is completely safe for that. So in that sense, it should be something that is working all around. And I would say using something like I've just shown you here, so this sort of a gel thing, and just shake it up before you use it. It will be really gentle on your skin, but it will take away dirt and waterproof mascara and makeup and that sort of thing really absolutely fantastic, I would say. So kind of like quite amazing. You can have something that is working so well in order to remove dirt, but at the same time it's kind of like leaving your skin really moist afterwards. So yes, I would say definitely if you like to have something that is working to take away a dirt, mascara and that sort of thing, then definitely something like this is really great. And unfortunately I have not found anyone who does a product like this, but maybe in the future there will be some that are doing something like that. So yes, so far I guess we'll have to wait for that, but so far you can do this yourself. But one little thing you can do as well is that when you are at it anyway that you're washing your face, then you can actually also scrub your face. And what I do is that I use something like this cream of tartar. So basically you just take a teaspoon or something like that in your hand, and then you take this sort of gel and then add it to it, so kind of like get a slippery sort of feeling, so it's not too dry and it's not too far between the gritty stuff. And then you could just put it gently on your face, and you know where you would go a little bit stronger on and where you would go a little bit more light-handed, like kind of like around your eyes and that sort of thing. And then you can just basically wash it off afterwards. And if there will be a little bit of some residues left from it, then it doesn't really matter, because it's something like a cream of tartar that is actually something that is great to exfoliate your skin anyway, whether you're using it sort of like as the chemical it is, or if you are using it as I'm describing here, just as something that is working mechanically basically on your skin. So yes, when would I do this sort of stuff? Usually I would do it before I have a bath anyway, because then you can wash the whole thing off a lot easier. But yes, so that was the little tip here, that you can use something like this, and it's going to be working really well. And you can add a little bit of this, but only just when you're using it. Just don't add it to this, because then it will completely dissolve. You have to add it in your hand before you add a little bit of that, and then mix it together, and then use it as a scrub on your face basically. So obviously you would not do that every day, but maybe it's kind of like once a week or something like that. So yes, that was the little tip for me in this video here. So if you would like to see more of this sort of videos, please subscribe to the bell and do all those things to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.